生徒の前なんでね、かっこつけさせてもらうよ。
You love watching clips of anime mentors being cool and making all those flashy entrances. Well, how about for today's list, we do something quite similar yet slightly different. Maybe talk about something that's quite often conjoined with the legendary entrance, the first impression. Today's list will be going over what I think are some of the best first impressions by an anime mentor. The points will be done in no order, so feel free to rank them in your heads. Oh, and if you want to share your personal rankings, the comment section is the way to go. Let's begin. Goro Sensei is one of the first characters to cross my mind. When we think of impactful first impressions, we often think of badass feats. You know, said mentor being there to one-shot the super powerful enemy or something like that. For someone like Goro Sensei though, his first impression came like a soft, playful tune. It's just a big, weird alien thing acting as a teacher before he gets ambushed by students wielding literal assault rifles. What I like about this scene is that it establishes several things at once. It opens questions as to why the students are trying to shoot him down, but more importantly, the casual and nonchalant way he addresses the class really speaks to establishing his personality. He also seems overly friendly to his supposed killers, and it's a good preview to what's to come and how big of a part he'll be in these students' lives. A bit of flexing here and there, but it's not the bombastic first impression you'd typically expect from an overpowered mentor. No super special techniques or narration that overblows his power, yet. Still, it does several things very well, all at the same time. But things won't stay subdued forever, as our next entry is Lisa Lisa. Lisa Lisa first appeared in Gojo as an unassuming woman on a boat. She then wastes no time showing off her skills, all while we get a lot of verbal hype. I think that Lisa Lisa is quite slept on as a character. With a cast as large as Jojo's full of powerful characters, it's easy to find this mentor lost in the shuffle. However, after learning more about her relationship with Joseph, we can now view this scene with a different perspective. She's a very cool character overall, and this scene gives her the right amount of hype, as well as give a sense of intrigue to first-time viewers who don't know who she is.
改めてシーザー、そしてジョジョ、ようこそベネチアへ。
Legendary mentors deserve nothing more than legendary titles like Master, Sensei, Lord, and whatnot. Thankfully, you can enjoy the same perks in real life thanks to today's sponsor, Established Titles. Established Titles is a nifty way to help preserve Scotland's lush woodlands and the world's reforestation efforts. How do you do so? By buying title packs that will entitle you to 1 square foot of dedicated land in Scotland, specifically Edelston. You'll get a certificate that will officially give you the title Lord or Lady based on the Scottish custom of naming landowners. It even features a unique plot number with which you can see the exact location of your land. What's more, for every order, you can help Established Titles plant a tree, who've partnered with One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future to support global reforestation efforts. Let's all take part in this fun activity for a cause, and this will be an excellent way to give your friend a last-minute surprise present too. Oh, and the first 200 people to purchase a title will get their land next to my plot, so we can start building our very own ViniiTube kingdom from there. Established Titles is also running a massive Black Friday sale, so if you use the code VINI, you get an additional 10% off. How cool is that, eh? Go to establishedtitles.com/Vini and become a lord now. So we got one of the most powerful members of the Fire Force here. What kind of introduction does he get? One where he gets to easily flaunt his snarky and disrespectful demeanor, quickly setting him apart from all the other captains and making him stand out to the audience. We know that someone with that kind of attitude has to have a way to back it up. He's the strongest one out there, but he's got to prove it soon, right? It's those kinds of interesting questions that make a good debut, and I think for all the short time that Maru has on screen, he got us all asking those things. A good first impression is also how well someone makes the most out of the limited time on screen to create more hooks, more prospective scenarios in the audience's mind, making them more immersed in following the show and seeing more of what he can do. For someone with such a standoffish attitude like Maru, who will soon get his development and first chance to showcase his skills, this is one great debut scene. All Might makes a very impactful appearance in the next scene. All Might Light's no stranger to these kind of things. We often allude to the climactic scene in the first season where he saves everyone, but he's been doing it for way too long already. Like this scene, where he goes after the sludge villain, cornering it while it's in the process of seizing Midoriya's body. There, we get the signature silhouette, the signature line, and the signature ass-kicking that follows. He easily handles the sludge villain, all while looking as powerful and peerless as he can be. That ought to make a strong impression on anyone watching the scene, and it didn't even matter that he defeated a nothing villain instead of someone named. It's an impactful debut, but none got moved by it more than Midoriya himself. This is an entrance that would spark the start of the whole plot, and to that extent, the beginnings of a new legend. It doesn't get more impactful than that now, does it? Next, we have a relative newcomer to the whole anime thing. It's Gojo.
生徒の前なんでね、かっこつけさせてもらうよ。
Gojo has made a career out of being awesome. But is that too unexpected? Given his strong showing as early as his first appearance, I don't think so. He starts out pretty chill, a stark contrast to the Megumi who's ready to fight to the death, and that alone is already quite the show of strength, as strange as it may sound to some. He's completely in control of the situation and even dares Sukuna to try his best shot, all while toying with the curse and knocking Yuji out like it was nothing. With Gojo having so many awesome feats that just make you go wow, you think that eventually he'll be due to the standard mentor trope of getting destroyed just to give the hero some motivation, but no, that doesn't happen. He continues staying awesome and living up to the billing of being the strongest, and we can see from here that he's always been that way. Heck, you can even go back to the prequel movie Jujutsu Kaisen 0 and see he never even lost a step.
任せなさい。
Following that, we have a less conventional mentor, Utsuro. I say less conventional because Utsuro, while technically being a mentor character, is actually the main villain of Gintama. It's the first villainous example we have on this list so far, but I just can't help but include him considering how much momentum and hype he got out of his debut. One thing I'll always love about this first appearance is how low-key he was throughout the whole thing. It's like Lisa earlier, but this one had actual consequences for the good guys. Nobume, Sogo, and Kagura don't stand a chance, and I bet those three didn't know what hit them before it's too late. Just who is this random masked guy? Why is he so strong? It's like those moments in video games when you just get beaten down by a random mook that's somehow so strong before revealing itself to be something else. Even Gintoki had to suffer his own breakdown upon tearing down that mask. It's a first appearance that left more than one of the main cast emotionally scarred for a while, and that's a first great impression to remember both for us and the characters. Finally, we have Rayleigh.
おい、じいさん、しらばっくれるな。あんただろ、今の覇気。一体何者だ。
When One Piece fans think first impressions and Rayleigh, I'm positive that several of us would most fondly remember his entrance in the auction house. You remember that, yeah? Right after Luffy made the punch heard around the world. But his actual first appearance in the story was a bit more low-key, yet just as powerful. Sure, he didn't make his presence felt in a big, loud way, but the way he saved Kami should have had you all wondering what's up with this old guy. I think that's one of the very effective ways to build up intrigue for a character you're about to introduce, an important mentor at that too. The way he displayed Conqueror Haki also got us thinking more about the ability and how it will impact the overall direction of the story moving forward. It's probably not as fondly remembered as his grand entrance or the Luffy moment, both which follow this one shortly, but it's here to remind everyone that before all those big moments, we already knew that there's something special about this Rayleigh.
わしは若い娘さんが大好きでね。
So there you have it, my top anime mentor first impressions. Hope you enjoyed seeing these scenes that felt more nostalgic than I expected when coming up with the entries. And thanks to Established Titles for sponsoring today's video. Check the link in the description and become a lord now. That's gotta do it for now though. Have a good day, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again for the next video.